Yeah, we got aces, we got sevens, we got ace king.
Oh boy. This is a disaster for Iflash. Iflach.
A raise with the ace king. Masarovic, the new player here, with sevens, made the call. Enriquez with the 3-bet.
All in.
Good luck.
That is music to Enriquez's ears, and he'll be so happy to see what his opponent has as well.
They could pretty much switch chip stacks if the aces hold up.
The aces versus ace-king matchup is the literal dream pre-flop.
Right?
When you see ace-king, you just feel like it's your pot. When you see queens, you're sweating out every street.
Look at the equities, 92%.
Oh.
And okay, so now it's a little less than 92.
That actually changes nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Just the 10. Still the 10, I should say.
Oof.
Wow, that was just a little too close for comfort, but Enriquez does double up.
No, but like, legitimately, this takes so much guts, so many guts, and I'm really impressed that he took this spot. He's really unlucky.
He's
that
not
Tom
loving
has
life.
something.
Boy,
Yeah.
I want to see a 10 come down and see what happens.
Oh my God.
Oh. Well. Could end things.
Yeah, that'll about do it. I assume
he's got to try once, you know, find out what Dwan has.
There will be a c-bet here, but
putting on his best suspicious furrowed brow is Tom Dwan and calling.
that brow is quite furrowed right now. Apicella doesn't have a diamond in his hand. Wow, he's continuing.
The furrowed brow is bringing these chips forward right now.
I guess so. This size is quite large given how much Tom has behind.
Saving himself some chips at some point.
Yeah, and I also feel like he can either bet a little bit smaller now and shove river, or he can make the big bet now, but then you can't really depend on getting the bluff through on the river for only 200 into what will end up being about a million chip pot. So when he picks this size, I think he's just hoping this works, and if it doesn't, he's going to be likely to shut it down, given the price that a bluff on the river would be giving Tom. For Tom, this is just a call.
Tom is playing his role to the nth degree, and Kevin Pollak would be proud.
Yeah, he's really milking it. I like this. There's no way, I think there's no way that Tom goes all in here. You want to keep bluffs in there, and there's...
That's the thing. I'm wondering, he can't really put up the cello on diamonds, right? I mean that would be the perfect scenario.
No, the only reason Tom might consider shoving is because he thinks this size is so big that it's just committing his opponent, and he wants to get the money in now before a bad card comes off. So like, let's say his opponent has pocket aces without a diamond. Obviously, you can't have a diamond. Tom wants to put the money in now before a diamond rolls off and his opponent gets away from the hand. Wow, snap shoves.
Really? Oh my goodness, Tom Dwan is a player in the main event. Over 1 million chips.
Let's go.
And he had a lot of help to get there.
Yeah.
Yes. When's the last time we've seen a 7-bet?
Yeah.
When's the last time you've seen a 7?
That was more of a move from
That
back
was
in the day.
2008, yeah, 7, yeah.
The table behind us has like 100 all-ins, king versus
Structures were a lot
ace.
deeper back then, I think.
I do remember the good old days in the light 7-bet, 8-bet wars. But as Brandon's alluding to, those days have long gone. Now the fourth bet is often the
One more
nuts
to survive.
Mm-hmm.
given the player that makes it.
Eisenberg, king, queen of clubs.
This seems good enough that he will be flicking the chips in. He is dominating some other Broadway type of hands.
Saku Akashi. All in.
Akashi has raised less than all in once. So if he had a hand like King Jack and he was in early position, you might assume that he just goes with the small raise and folds to a shove rather than shoving himself. So you're dominating less hands than normally you would with King Queen suited,
Fair
but I
fight.
still think the hand
I
is
had
just too
clubs
strong
if
not
that
to
make
flick it
me feel
in.
better.
Hard to make a pair. Hard to
I don't think you're
avoid.
supposed to say that.
Paint. There's a king in the middle.
I love
Nine of
that.
clubs.
You need a heart, don't you?
Fold that out.
Back
Maybe a
to
little 7 of hearts for the fun on the turn. Oh, there we go.
Mouth shut.
Suit.
10 of hearts, 7 of hearts. It's all kind of...
Ah, how about the 6 of hearts?
Guess I need to keep my mouth
Akashi
shut, don't
with
I?
the
Yeah.
4 flush double up.
Gonna slap me?
Jeff thought it was around 7 or so. She had a lot of green. Or not a lot, but you know, decent stack of green. 300,000 or so, I think.
Tommy Dwan with another big hand. Nut flush draw.
These two have clashed before.
15,000.
Juan got most of his chips in a similar joust.
Papicello is looking for redemption here. It's going to be tough. And it just got a lot more difficult.
It was diamonds against Apicella before, wasn't it?
I think
He
so,
flopped the
yeah.
Flush. He flopped the diamond flush.
I
against
believe
Apicella and
so.
got double.
Doesn't feel fair now, does it?
No.
And like before, Apicella continues to fire to Dwan's nut flush.
He's going to burn the day 4 tapes on Apicella.
Yeah, this is tough. This might be a small advertisement for the power of blockers. Just, you know, it would be nice to have a diamond in your hand when you're running this sort of bluff. And this is why. When you don't have a diamond in your hand, your opponent's just a little more likely to have diamonds.
And Dwan going through the same motions he did before. A little shorter acting job than he had before.
Oh,
Indeed. Check, check. Again? Again? Again. Oh, Dwan with a rail. The guy.
yeah, unfortunately when you reach that level of success, people want to spectate on it.
Lonnie with a raise with 7s. Ant calls.
This is a larger raise size. I always enjoy watching these pots unfold, seeing how people respond to that.
Shang got rid of it.
Zeno's in there set mining. Fair play to him.
Ace in the small blind.
I like this fold by Gascari. I think it plays much better heads up against a single raiser than it does in a 3-way pot where you could be dominated on both sides.
All clubs.
Zeno was looking for the set. Unfortunately for him,
Mm-hmm.
while I was mid-sentence, I realized that Eisenberg also had a set. Wow.
Set, yeah.
The only saving grace here is that it's a monotone board. Hands. You want to be quite careful. It looks like Zeno is not going to go that route, though. Raising immediately. This is going to be really unfortunate for him because if his opponent should fast play his hand,
25. He started the hand with over $1 mil, so he can certainly afford it.
Zeno doesn't know this, but he is rooting for a club to come off the deck very badly.
And there it is.
Wow.
Wow, he's now Eisenberg looking at his chips like, hey, I have a club.
Yeah, this is interesting.
There is the check.
Perhaps a bit of a bluff in a sense. Like, oh, I was thinking about betting, but you're the aggressor. I'll let you have at it.
Anthony, though, is up against a wild card player with no resume.
Very likely Anthony will check here, hoping that the board pairs, and in reality, hoping very much it doesn't pair unless it's a
And
3.
it
Oh,
does
that
pair.
is
Runner, queens.
that is quite the disaster for Zeno. Tingly feeling that pros get when they feel bad about the situation. He may just call
100.
rather than
200.
yeah.
250.
Right now, Zeno's thinking, you know, I raised, checked back the turn, and the board paired. I'm the guy who's supposed to have the full houses here. Why are you betting?
I mean, he's got to think of the other way, too. Eisenberg may not know who he is, you know, and Ant doesn't know who he is. So they could be flying blind to a degree.
Yeah, there's a ton going on here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
he
my
shoves.
goodness. Zeno all in with the worst of it.
And now Eisenberg doesn't even love his spot. He thinks that there's a chance that he's beat by pocket tens.
Charge Lonnie with any undue poker crimes here. I mean, this is a guy who hasn't played hardly any tournament action. He's against one of the best players who might call quicker,
Ooh,
and he
there's a call.
does make the call and eliminates Anthony Zeno with a better full house.
Wow.
Ant takes it well. I think he understood the whole situation. All right.
Whoa.
So how about Phil Ivey with aces after Doherty shoves with kings? I doubt anyone else wants to get involved, but they do have the opportunity.
It's going to be a tough day for the fellas if you're spotting Ivy aces versus kings.
Yeah, right? The fellas are going to see what's up now. Michael Doherty from Canada with the kings at risk. I want to say something quickly about Doherty. They call him Doe, but this is the kind of son he is. He nominated his father, William, to a successful induction into the Ontario Road Builders Hall of Fame. Way to go, Doe.
Wow.
Ace is still good. Paint, but it's a queen.
If you're Ivy, that card will give you a little momentary pause.
Ivy got sniped a moment ago, but this time his hand holds up. Phil Ivey with a handshake to Michael Doherty.
Just you want to get moving, get out of the room. Shake your body around a little bit. This could get interesting.
Hand of the day, King Queen.
It really
Ace,
has
king.
been.
Yeah. Gascari recently climbed over 1 million, had pocket queens.
81,000.
He's raising on the smaller side. That will very likely allow Brandon to peel. And Brandon has the type of hand that would love to see the flop.
Oh!
Never mind.
The roofer, Mr. Spear.
Wow, and he didn't lose all of his chips in that prior hand with 8-9.
There you go.
Now he's going to find the dream scenario that we talked about before to double.
He's going to
most
squeeze
likely.
Brandon out. And, yep, Ace King
Oh,
comes along
wow.
against the aces.
At least it's not going to be that bad.
We got the short stack against the Ace King, so Gascari's got that going for him.
Like level 3. First time you've had him since day one? Day one,
Hearts are in play.
See, AJ's been a guy. He got me.
Why do I feel
Yeah.
bad about Spears' hand
See
right
if he's
now?
my guy or not.
He cracks
me
the
up.
Do you really?
area.
Yeah, I get that.
Let's see,
King,
maybe,
queen of diamonds.
Heart is coming,
Some
Broadway.
black cards, maybe? King Queen of Diamonds is sexy, you know, but not to this.
You see?
Oh,
No, it's like.
Those are not bad.
Okay, I was wrong.
We had the diamonds.
not bad right there. Let's just see. Imagine me seeing that flop against Ace King.
Oh, there we go.
Imagine me seeing that flop.
Oh, no.
Never easy, right?
If
Are you back to feeling a little?
No, I think he's got it, but you know.
We'll do it.
Oh,
Wow.
Jesse, what are you doing?
Wow.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Okay,
man.
now I can't run the other bit next year because they're already going to think that I have some sort of inside knowledge.
Ace King overcomes the pocket aces.
I
I
swear
think I would have won that flop.
I didn't see any
felt it, though.
update or anything about that
No, you
ahead of
didn't. I
time.
know. I'm not letting you
You've
see
been
it.
sitting with me the whole time.
There.
Maybe in a couple days.
31 minutes
Yeah.
into the action.
3 players.
Jack 4 deuce rainbow.
Check. Bet 15. Call.
Just calls correctly with king
Too
high.
close.
Oh, is this the type of texture he may want to consider leading? It is.
Bet 25.
An instant reaction from the bistro. See the jolt in his chair.
Well, he's found himself in a spot. Not a huge pot, but he doesn't have a ton of chips. So all of these situations are critical for him, for his stack. And you're up against a guy who is going to barrel on a lot of rivers. So is he prepared to buckle up and take the ride on the river with just this pair of sixes? And instead of that, let's kind of figure out where we're at, so to speak. He does put in the raise correctly with this pair.
A small raise at that makes it 60,000. A creative way to approach it.
150. Excuse me, 135.
Makes it 135,000 with just king high.
Can the bistro see through this? And not to sound sheepish or timid, but this is why I'm simply never opening the button with 7-6 off with that stack size against a player like Ponikov's. And what a filthy bluff he does get it through.
That is remarkable from Alexeis Ponikovs.